Alright, this is going to be part 4 on the 6x8 cargo camper conversion. I got about 99% of all my insulation done, as you can see. Still have to do the floor, which I'm going to be doing underneath. And then I also have a really large rug that I'm going to cut down and use for some carpet in this thing. I had to extend some of this wiring. You can see right here where I extended some of this because I had to cut it, because the way it was routed, it was actually in the way of where these windows are, is where the wiring used to be. So I had to cut all that and make it longer and reroute it around all of that. But I took some of that aluminum tape, went around all my seams and everything. This ceiling, as you can see, I have the white side facing down. Technically I should have had the silver side facing in, the foil side facing in, but this is going to be my ceiling for now, at least until next summer. Tomorrow's November 1st, 2025. So this is going to be my ceiling throughout the winter. And then I did leave my plywood, my plywood slats exposed, which is right behind where this foil tape is. That way I have easy access to those for when I do want to attach my ceiling paneling down. That'll be really easy to do. But this thing is going to be extremely warm. I got my diesel heater just coming in the door right now, just to bake this tape on here real good. I've been going around kind of pushing everything down, getting it to stick down real good. So tomorrow I'm going to get the plywood in and go from there. Alright, so I got my walls in. Everything cut out fairly good from when I had it marked, from when I had the windows that I marked everything from the back side. I do have trim rings that are going to go around these that came with the windows. I have one funky spot on this side, which you can see down here in the corner. Somehow I ended up cutting that out a little too big, but if that trim ring doesn't cover all of that, I may go through and just throw a little bit of wood filler or something just in that corner, just to fill that in a little bit. But everything is tacked in place right now. I got screws here and there on everything. I don't have them all in yet, but I'm going to go through and finish screwing everything down. And then next step will be figuring out where I'm going to put this E-track at. I don't want to put my trim on the walls yet, because I want to be able to see exactly where these braces are, because that E-track is going to be hooked to the bracing structure in the walls and to the plywood itself. I'll have screws through all that for the beds. So next step is the E-track. Alright, so I got my E-tracks up. I went ahead and painted some white on the walls behind where these E-tracks are, because all my walls are going to be white when I'm all done, just so that that part there is done. I don't have to take that back off again. I had this old rug that my mom had gave me, been sitting down in my basement. It was a brand new rug, but we wasn't going to use it in the house, so I decided to go ahead and just cut it down and use it for some cheap floor carpet in here, even for the time being. I may not leave it in here, but it's winter time. We're going to be doing some winter camping, so even if I end up doing linoleum in this, this will work good for the winter because it'll be warm. So I'm going to use that for now. I may leave it in here. I don't know. We'll see. Once everything's painted, it may look okay. Show you guys what the inside looks like. So I got 3 coats of the tan in here. Originally I was going to use white, but I had a whole bunch of this tan left over from when I painted the outside. So I just went ahead and used it. Next thing I'm going to do is I have some plastic in the garage. It's like a foam plastic, 1/4 inch thick. I'm going to use it for some insulation for the floor to put over the top of this underneath that carpet or that rug that I cut down. I'll still be insulating underneath, but I'm going to go ahead and put that down under the carpet as well. Alright, so this is the stuff right here. I actually got this from work for free. They wrap bumper covers and stuff up in it. So it's plastic on one side, like a plastic layer, and it's foam on the other side. I actually lucked out. I got 2 pieces, but this one piece right here looks like it's going to be the perfect width to go side to side and lengthwise. So this other piece underneath I'm probably not even going to use because it was just a smaller piece. Alright, so there's that. I went around the edges of it with some more of that aluminum foil tape stuff. I actually ran out. I need to get some more of it, but this will just be one more added layer of insulation. And then, like I said, it's still going to have the foam insulation underneath as well. Alright, so here it is with the carpet back in. Not too bad. Still got to paint the insides of those doors because they're still blue. And then, like I said in one of the previous videos, the ceiling, this is what the ceiling is going to look like at least until next summer. So I can deal with this throughout the winter, and then I'll put some kind of paneling up there, but at least this part's done to where I can go ahead and start on my bed. I got the E-track rails up. I need to go through and get all this tape off, put my screens back in. And then I got some 2x4s right here for my cross beams for my bed. And I got this plywood right here I'm going to be using. Alright, so these are the E-track attachments that are going to hold the 2x4s. So there'll be 3 beams going crossways to hold that upper bunk. And then the one for the bottom will just be on the floor, and then there'll be a piece of wood coming across here to keep that mattress from moving around or anything. So these things have screws going all the way across in all these holes. And then every so often where there was a steel beam, so where you can see these screw holes here in the walls, same thing here. These screws are going through the plywood into the steel beams, into the actual structure on both sides. That's probably going to be it for this video. I got more of these too if I want to add some more. And I have more E-track as well because these were 5 foot and I had to cut these down to 4 foot. So I have 2 12-inch pieces I can add somewhere else if I want to add some more shelving or something like that. But that's going to be it on this video. I think this is going to be, I believe, part number 4. We'll see you guys on the next one.